All right, we're going to have a quick chat here on manufacturing. I think the Nigerian Export Promotion Council is having a forum on exports for the manufacturing sector. And joining us right now, the head of the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, Mr. Segun Ajayi. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Good morning to you. What's the thrust of this discussion with respect to boosting exports that the Export Promotion Council is looking at?
Okay, thank you for having me. The NEPC, the Export Promotion Council, is organizing a conference on export for survival, which is a major issue in our economic life in Nigeria. NEPC is trying to highlight what it takes for us to overcome the binding constraints that has limited the capacity of Nigerian businesses to export. And so our take on it, especially in terms of manufacturing, is to address issues that has to do with our competitiveness. Those binding constraints that has limited the performance of the manufacturing sector historically, and those ones that are emerging, especially in terms of the policies that the federal government, through the CBN, for instance, has put in place to promote non-oil exports. So this is to highlight it, and we just gave a lead talk to introduce the conference.
Okay, and yeah, I think you're referring to the RT200 plan, non-oil exports, $200 billion over the next 3 to 5 years from the CBN. How much traction do you expect to get this year? So this is a forum, this is the talking. As far as action, do you expect anything to take place later on this year, or is it going to be something, is this more long-term?
Yes, I think that was the thrust of my statement, that we have talked for too long and that there is need for all those agencies that needed to come together to discuss how we could promote export, because the best we've ever had is to export to the volume of $26.5 billion, and that was recorded in 2019. And to see how we could match countries like South Africa that exported up to 90 billion worth. Don't forget that there are less than 60 million people, and we are more than 200 million people, and we are supposed to be the largest economy in Africa. So what we are looking at is bringing in, and I think that is the advantage in this conference, is bringing in all stakeholders, especially from the government side, those who have responsibility for facilitating export. So we are looking at the production challenges, the port challenges, the environment challenges, and those things that we need to do to achieve immediate. My guess is that they want us to have solutions that will address especially the low-hanging fruits, as they say, towards the last quarter of the year.
Okay. The reopening of the land borders, what's the impact there in terms of exports? Do you see any positive outcome from that?
Yes, I believe so, because we didn't have any business in the first instance keeping the borders shut for too long. There are very creative and innovative ways to keep the unwanted trade practices out. And I think it's a welcome development. Now we should be able to have unfettered flow of trade, especially with the onset of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. We have been looking to creating value chain across the border. So it's possible for us now to reconnect other parts of West Africa, for instance, and then we'll be able to resume the cooperation and the production activities that have been happening between some manufacturers, for instance, in country, and those that they are partnering with out of country. So I think it's a welcome development. It should boost the volume of trade, and for those small scale players in the environment, it will be a great relief for them.
Mr. Kadir, last time I had you on the show, I think we were talking about the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. I think that was a couple of years ago. How much are you still encouraged as to the potential of what that means for exports of manufacturing for Nigeria, the Free Trade Area Agreement?
Yes, I'm very optimistic that we could benefit. We are one of the major potential beneficiaries of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, and we know exactly what to do. We have done a study, government has done its own study. We have set up an action committee for the implementation of the AfCFTA. So we are all set and prepared. Fortunately for us, there is a delay in terms of full commencement of trade under the AfCFTA, which gives us more room to put our house in order, particularly those constraints that have continued to limit our competitiveness. So we are looking at the issue of power, the issue of the port administration, the issues of rule of origin, which we need to complete the negotiation and prepare a platform that Nigerian businesses will be able to immediately address trade infractions that are likely to come on stream, because Nigeria, take it or leave it, we are the target market for most African countries. So we need a very strong rule of origin to be able to guarantee that, and we must have the capacity to watch it.
Fantastic. Mr. Segun Ajayi Kadir, Director General, Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, thank you so much for your time.